Welcome to Matchday Live and welcome to a beautiful sunny day here at Wembley in London. What a treat we have in store for you today as we take on Southampton in this FA Cup semi-final, and it is Pep Guardiola's 23rd visit to Wembley as a Manchester City manager. Here to get into all the action today is Mr. Michael Brown, and to kick us off, what a perfect way it's going the other way. We're live. Joe Hart, Manchester City legend and footballing legend, is alongside me. Joe, how are we feeling about today, sir?
I'm feeling good. I've been so pleased with how recent weeks have been going. Look, me and Brownie will both feel the same. I feel everyone on paper, this looks like a relatively straightforward tie, but we know it's not. Southampton have been excellent. They're in good form. They beat Arsenal recently. Man City won't take their eye off the ball today.
It does feel as well, you know, that there is a little bit of momentum building. We're expecting maybe some changes, but how big of an experience do you think winning in the Carabao Cup final could help the Pep and his players today?
I think huge. You know, obviously the recent success that the club's had, but, you know, last season without a trophy, this season behind for many weeks of the season, let's be honest. And then to win for a lot of these players who are quite new to Manchester City, get their first medal, get that feeling, have the support here, today's going to be humongous, and what a way to finish the season.
I mean, it's a brilliant day. We were just actually on about it today. It's every time you come here, it is something special. I mean, what do you think's been really the main improvement? Do you know, you say like City are in the stride now. Where do you think they've gained the confidence from? The FA Cup game against Liverpool, we've been talking about Arsenal, the final, etc.
I just think, do you know what, Brownie? The fact that Semenyo and Guehi came in when it was looking really rocky, and to make those Premier League signings in January, Guehi has just been faultless. You know, who would have thought? You know, I know his talent now, well, he's done for England, but to come and be that rock at Manchester City, Semenyo to keep scoring the goals when Erling had one of his patches where he wasn't, and then they've all kind of fed off it, and then they've just, like I say, to get that Carabao Cup win and feel that medal around their neck and feel like a proper City player now, I think they're just going to keep moving forward. I
think that with the Mark Gay, I just think he's one of them, isn't he? That he's just such a gentleman. He leads, examples that he brings. I think he's been a real calming influence.
He has, and the partnership that he's building with Kusanov as well seems to have been really key. Also at the other side of the pitch, the likes of Ryan Shirky, Erling Haaland's finding goals again. It does feel everything's just clicking at the right time. Is that the players, Joe, or is that like a bit of the Pep factor as well?
It's a bit of everything. You're always going to have to credit Pep Guardiola, even sometimes when maybe he doesn't necessarily deserve it because it's the players finding their own feet. But ultimately, he's the main man, isn't he? He's one of the best coaches ever to manage. He's been here for, 10 years now, so he's always going to have that effect. It's those standards that keep getting driven, rammed down their throats. And like I say, a few people struggled a little bit, especially last season. But now, like I say, people are knowing what it is to be a modern-day Manchester City player, going out there, dominating, putting fear into their opposition, and they're starting to enjoy that rather than kind of be a little bit anxious around it.
We've got some news from Pep in his pre-match conference that James Trafford will start. I know you spoke so highly about him. We know it's been difficult for him this season, but I have to say, as a fan, I mean, he's been so key in the League Cup run, but also in the FA Cup run. How proud have you been of him, and how key do you think he'll be today, Joe?
What I've enjoyed about James Trafford is, for a relatively young goalkeeper and whatever experience he's got, when he's played, he's not tried to make it the James Trafford show, and that's the biggest credit and I could pay him. You'll find a lot, and Brownie, you'll have seen it, there'll be many goalies out there that haven't necessarily had great careers, but you're like, he's a top goalie, him. Like, why has he not gone on to the levels that maybe he should have? Because he's able to come out here and just implement what's needed. He does what's needed, and then those big moments sprinkled on top, what makes him a top keeper. The treble save at the start of the final, the big moments against Liverpool, saving Mo Salah's penalty. They're all the icing on the cake, but his basics are excellent, and he's looking to improve and do better, and good for him.
What do you think you can learn from Donnarumma? Do you know, like, what's next? You know, when you've got somebody like him, the stature and the experience for already winning things, what do you think's a main learning?
I think it's the personality of what it takes to be someone at the real top of their game. I think he'll take great comfort in the fact that Donnarumma is lashing winner. He's the greatest goalkeeper in the world. He'll see his flaws. He'll learn from his flaws. He'll learn from his mistakes, and he'll realise to be a top goalkeeper, you can't be faultless. You can't live in this world where you have to be perfect. I could give you all the greats: Kahn, Neuer, Schmeichel, and their B-roll is not great, mate, because they're human beings. But it's how they react. It's how they implement the game afterwards. It's how they don't go looking for the game afterwards. They stick to their qualities, and ultimately, the one thing that Donnarumma does, he makes it really hard for people to score past him, which is such a great trait in this modern world. And James Trafford's very good at that as well, and he's very calm with the ball at his feet.
There was a great example of that in the Arsenal game. You know, almost a little bit of the mistake in the first half, but then second half, he's the reason that keeps us in it. You know, he's a
little bit of a mistake. You mean kind to him? He gets it.
Well, you know, I was asking questions of the throwing as well. I'll be honest. You know, goalkeepers union over here, Joe.
Are you part of the union? It was a big. It was a big save though after that one.
But Brownie, like when you talk about learnings from it. See Donnarumma, like a human being, got chased down. Havertz, perfect. It was the perfect storm for a goalkeeper to have a bad moment. I think the thing that you would, if you'd have zoned on him and watched him for the next 2 or 3 minutes, you wouldn't have known whether he's just made a world-class save or just chopped one in one of the biggest games of the season. And that is the kind of level you have to be. And then, like Donnarumma knows he's going to have a big moment, but all the rest of it, he tries to take care. If he's not needed, don't be involved. And when you are needed, make it count.
Just a final question, Joe, because obviously, I mean, you've been here in a Manchester City shirt. What are your memories of playing for City in this stadium? And, of course, I mean, the history that you wrote as well in goal.
Honestly, I get shivers. To come here, I was privileged enough to play for my country many, many times. But I think I'll never forget my first time here with Manchester City when we played Manchester United in the semi-final. Very much like today. It was a red and blue divide. We were the underdogs in the game, and we battled and we scrapped, and we got that 1-0 victory. And I just remember the stadium being half full towards the end, enjoying it and realising we were onto something special. And those moments stay with me forever and will forever make me smile.
Oh, well, Joe, thank you so much for joining us. And what a way to kick off the show. Joe Hart, everyone, enjoy the game. Me and Michael Brown are bringing you all the action live from Wembley as we build up this semi-final clash against Southampton.
So the Blues begin their quest for a 4th FA Cup final in a row.
I feel good.
Rodri tries the shot, and it's in! Welcome back, Rodri. And Antoine Semenyo, you are most welcome to Manchester. City looking for a 10. It is 10-1! I cannot believe it. And that should do for Manchester City. A first goal for the club for Marquez. Oh, and it's gone in off Savinho and he knew nothing about it. Oh, it must be for Marmoush. Omar Marmoush. Liverpool standing in the way of a record-breaking 8th successive FA Cup semi-final. Haaland comes out on top. Erling Haaland hat-trick. City 4, Liverpool 0. Give the match ball to Erling Haaland and let's see City in another semi-final.
Well, Michael Brown, the legends keep on coming. Nadim Anua, good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
We're back at the Etihad South. How are we feeling, first and foremost? I have to get it in there, Nadim.
To be fair, it is an annual trip, so yeah, I get that. I'm feeling good, though. Yourself?
Yeah, man, feeling very good. And we brought the sunshine back from LA.
Yeah, I was going to say from Manchester then. To be fair, it was sunny up north.
Where was it?
It was sunny up north, but yeah, to be down here at this time of the year, in April time, to be playing for a chance to go to the final, it's brilliant to be back.
It's nice of you to come back anyway and be here and come and,
You know what? It's to be with you, Michael, more than anything.
All these holidays, all these posh destinations.
Holidays? Are you talking about me or him?
Working
holidays. Did you have a nice time? Was it fun?
It was a great game that we watched with fans from America.
It looked good, actually.
Very, very good.
Very, very cool. We're here today, of course, semi-final Southampton, but we want to look back at the game that got us here, which for me, Nadim, I don't know if you agree, is probably one of the performances of the season. That 4-0 win in the quarter-final against Liverpool.
Yeah, I think so. I think I can go back a step, and I remember watching when the draw was made and seeing Liverpool come out of the hat to be playing against City. Yeah. I was thinking, for goodness sake, yeah. And you can sort of feel the threat. You remember the history, you remember the rivalry. So for them to be able to play in the way they did and win 4-0, Erling to score a hat-trick, Semenyo to score as well, the belief that was in that stadium at that point, you could probably argue it's one of the reasons why City are in the position they're in now. Yeah,
it does feel like that, Michael. Does that feel like that was around the time that we just started to pick up momentum?
Do you know, you look at in this stadium when we were stood here, at half-time, a little bit, what's going to happen, what's next? And then the second half performance, that little tweak, that change, and big performances. Liverpool, FA Cup, you then start to go, turning points. We've got a chance, we're kicking, we're in gear. We've finally got a setup that we're happy with. You know, because it's finding it all the time right throughout the season. It's something that you can sustain towards the end, and you know, we might see something a little bit different today, and we get that because players have got to get game time, and that's only normal against a team where you'd go, right, we can maybe take a bit more of a risk than we would with someone else. Still tricky. But yeah, it's getting in the stride, scoring goals, and the rivalry, because it's Liverpool.
Exactly.
I mean, that's two good moments, and Anfield as well was just like ridiculous, the ending. So yeah, it was certainly a big point.
I guess we forget that as fans, actually, because you're such a good point. When I saw Liverpool, the fans are going, "Oh, here we go."
Yeah.
Well, if you're able to beat a team of that stature with, as well, like you say, the history, it gives you a confidence that, I guess, you know, all right, we beat, you know, maybe not, you know, being rude, lesser teams, but the confidence you get from those games as a player must be huge.
Yeah, 100%. And I think, if we're going to be fair, I think Liverpool probably saw City's name in the hat as well and thought, for goodness sake, we're doing this again. I think the aggregate score between the two sides is 9-1 in City's favour this year.
Woof.
Which is remarkable, not something that I
think
saw.
Liverpool did all right as well at the start.
For sure.
Yeah.
Do you know, so that's the thing. You sort of go, right, we'll have a look, and then it just blew them away.
For sure, but yeah, I think the confidence that you will take from winning that type of game, because it's knockout football. You know, if a league game doesn't go your way, you can say, well, we'll make up in the next round and so on. But the fact is, they won that game. They won that game convincingly. That led to so many questions being asked about Liverpool, the position that they're in. Whereas for City, you sort of take a step away from that and you're like, right, we're in the semi-finals.
Yeah, man.
We've done really well. Haaland's come off with a hat-trick. Semenyo's chipped in with a goal as well. Shirky's looking magical. Like, that's a fantastic day's worth of football.
It is indeed. Well, let's hope we're going to have another fantastic day of football. How are you feeling about the game today, and just your thoughts on that, please?
Listen, the amount of times I've come in and seen great things, but I'm still just that anxious City fan. I'm not going to lie. Just because of the... It's this
cautious, tread careful.
Yeah, like, I don't want to say too much, because if something goes wrong, I'll think it's my fault. Even if it's got nothing to do with me. You know, like the true fan experience. But we know that City are more than likely going to win this game of football. But I'll be interested to see how they sort of play to the conditions and play against the Southampton side, who obviously are in the lower division, but they've not lost the game in 22 games.
Wow!
And I don't know if you'd agree with me here, Brownie.
They've got a game on Tuesday, so it depends how they attack it as well. But they're going so well, they'll take the ball, they'll come after Manchester City, and why not? You know, this is now. I came here, right, in 2010. I was playing for Portsmouth, and we come up against the Spurs side. Well, I've got a fly on me here. I was against the Spurs side, who had Bale, Modric, etc., etc.
Yeah.
Harry Redknapp was manager. We had no chance, and we won 2-0.
Yeah,
because it was the final.
Yeah,
and that's going to be their final.
Yeah,
today.
Yeah, so true.
You know, they've come to Wembley. This is an FA Cup final for them right now.
Yeah.
Yeah,
and that's the only thing we've got to.
You have to be
absolutely, yeah. And as well, like, it's the belief in having not lost the game in 22. I think as a player, just anything in life, the better the outcomes are, the more you start to believe it can happen at any time. So the fact that, yes, there is a big gap in terms of the rankings, they're not going to go out there thinking it's going to be an easy game for City. It'll be the exact opposite.
We threw all the dangers in there just in case.
Yeah, exactly. No, clip that up
and
if you want.
that's what we do on MATCHDAY. We cover all the bases. Naden, thank you so much.
Pleasure's
Enjoy the
always.
game. Hopefully we'll be talking about a win come the end.
Yes, please.
Cheers, brother.
Kel, Naden, Michael, thank you very much. Welcome to the studio back here in Manchester. Plenty of legends pitch side at Wembley this afternoon. Thankfully, we've got another one in the studio with us as well. And if City need a goal this afternoon at Wembley, maybe they would look to this man in the past, Shaun Goater, a man who famously hit the post twice at Wembley.
Yes, having been to Wembley, there's a lot of grounds that I enjoy, but Wembley's one of those. I hit the post twice, and so I think if I get invited to a charity game, I've got to get across that mark and score, because absolutely gutted to not score at Wembley, certainly.
There you go. Right, powers that be, sort it out. Shaun needs to correct a record. Funnily enough, I was thinking on Wednesday night, City got one against Burnley. It could have been a lot more. You really enjoyed playing there, and it seems that certain players, certain grounds just match together, and there'll be plenty of City players at Wembley who have had good experiences there, know what it's like to play there. How important could that be?
Yes, well, City fans call it Etihad South. So, you know, not only for the fans, but for players. The players that go there, that go to Wembley and have had that experience of going there several times and getting results, getting wins. City players, the ones who've been there regular, will love it, and they'll be thinking. You'll probably see a little later where players are walking around, and they'll be walking around visualising, and they'll be visualising themselves, sort of doing great things in those roles, in those positions. But there's so many players that have that have done well at Wembley, scored goals, that have contributed, that they can feel really good about today.
Do you actually, as a player, then, when you walk out, you see them all with the headphones on, sunglasses on, taking selfies and pictures? Are you, as a player, stood there thinking, right, if I do this in this moment at part of the pitch, I'm running off with my top off and celebrating?
I don't think they go that far. I don't think everyone goes that far in terms of, after school, I'm going to run to that corner, I'm going to knee slide, I'm going to do this. Last night, I scored a few goals, so I used to have celebrations made up. But the players do walk around. They do walk around. They're out there on the pitch. They'll be visualising themselves, receiving balls, turning and passing long passes. See a player coming on. They're visualising all these things, receiving a ball, maybe drop the shoulder on a player. I don't know, someone like Doku, for instance, can see himself receiving it. The defender comes, he'll visualise himself stepping across him and then finding a pass inside. So all the players, I would say most players do this because it's just part of what they do. And it's almost a case of like they've played the game before. So when the game finishes, they come out of it and they're like, oh, the game's over. And it's almost like everything they visualise actually happens.
We'll find out very shortly. The team news live from Wembley. We'll be back with Cel and Michael Brown in a moment. But City in their fourth successive FA Cup semi-final, in fact, even 8th successive semi-final, I should say. They've won the last 3, and this is how the last 3 have gone. We'll take you, first of all, back to 2023, when Manchester City faced Sheffield United. A Riyad Mahrez hat-trick that day, Shaun.
Yes, well, there we see Mahrez stepping up, taking a penalty. I don't think we really had doubt when Mahrez was stepping up to take penalties. This particular one here, I remember watching this, is as though they just open up. When you've got a player like Erling Haaland making a run in behind, it just attracts defenders. And that really just opens up for him. And with that, he's then able to go and put that home. Yeah. There he comes in on the end of that corner, great left foot finish, Mahrez quality. I mean, it was such a joy watching him. He was such quality player, but City have just been able to continue on. More other players have come in and just fulfill the role.
2024 was the year of Bernardo Silva, Manchester City's captain, who we now know will be leaving at the end of the season. But he had his moment at Wembley here, Shaun.
Yes, well, there was Kevin De Bruyne with a trademark running cross along that 6-yard. Low deflection comes out to Bernardo. And when we look at Bernardo's sort of career at City, there's so many times and so many moments where he's popped up with big, influential goals and moments. And that's another one there. Yeah, it felt really big for him that day because just a couple of days before he'd missed a penalty against Real Madrid, made amends for it there and sent City through to the 2024 FA Cup final. And then last year, there was this against Nottingham Forest, 2-0 win, starting with a very early sweet strike from Rico Lewis. Yeah, well, this is City. What they do is typically suffocate a team. And Rico, what we've seen when he's played, Pep has played him in an advanced position, sort of, because he has that great ability to turn. There he turns, and a clean strike in the bottom corner. Set piece goal. You see loads of red shirts there, but Guardiola, so effective. Knows where the ball's going to arrives there, great header on goal. Brilliant. Yeah, good header from Joško Vardiol that day back in 2025. So what does Southampton have in store in 2026 for Manchester City? This is the important one. Let's go back to Wembley. Let's join Cel, get the team news.
Thank you, Mike. Great to see you, sir. Great to see you, Shaun, as well. Michael Brown, shall we bring them the starting 11?
Of course we can.
Of course we can. Here we are. This is the team Pep's chosen to take on Southampton in the FA Cup semi-final. Look at that beautiful setting there. Wembley in the sun. And we look like this. Trafford in goal. Then as we move to our defence, Núñez, Stones, Nathan Ake. What a performance he had here in the League Cup final. And Aït-Nouri are our back four. Moving into the midfield, Nico Gonzalez comes in. And what a treat to see that man's name on the starting 11. He's struggled with injuries, but he's thrown into the starting 11 today. Mateo Kovacic makes a return alongside Tijani Reinders. And a forward three, my goodness, they're going to be cooking today. Ryan Cherki, Phil Foden back in the starting 11, buzzing, and Omar Mamouche. On the right-hand side, you can see it's a very strong bench. Donnarumma, Haaland, Doku. We've got Gahey, Bernardo, Savinho, Nico O'Reilly, Kusanov, and Rico Lewis. Just spoke about how well he performed at a semi-final a couple years ago. Michael Brown, I thought there might be a couple changes, but that is a whole host of changes. Are you surprised at how many changes Pep's gone for
I'm
today?
not necessarily surprised, because you have to look and say, right, how can I get some minutes into a lot of these players? You've seen physically how drained the team were on Wednesday night against Burnley because of the weekend, and you understand you've got to rest, you've got to look after the players. And there's something I was just talking about before is that towards the back end of the season now, those last 2 weeks, you could have midweek Saturday, midweek Villa, if the cup final and you manage to win today. So if you need some players to come and step in, they won't have played for such a long time because we've had a very, very similar team selection.
For sure.
So at that point you go, right, can I get some minutes in? These players could make the difference. All about your squad. And that'll be the thought process. And some fans will say, right, well, are we missing an opportunity? Are we giving it away? If you've got to go on and try and win a domestic treble, a 4 in a row, different leagues, it's risk to reward sometimes. You've got to do it to get the collective. I think we have to be honest, the league title is the number one. We all want to win the FA Cup. We all want to win the domestic treble. But he feels like this is the balance, and he's got the players on the bench to be able to change it. But Southampton could be dangerous.
They could indeed. We're going to bring you Southampton team news as well in just a little moment. These are some pictures of the boys arriving at Wembley. Looking at the names on that team sheet, Michael Brown, I'm trying to work out formation, where players are going to play. It's always difficult to call. I mean, do you think maybe it could be Phil and Shirky almost in like 2-10s, almost like a Nasri and David Silva throwback?
Hey, see, you've been doing your own.
Tell you, mate, I'll pull it out for you. When I'm out of the studio, come on.
I mean, he's all the stats. You should be on analysis, shouldn't you? Not presenting. Do you know, Kovacic and Nico, you would say, are definitely going to be the ones who will sit.
Yeah.
So will it be like a 3 with one of them? With Reinders to the right and him to the left, and then Phil can go and get forward. We've seen recently we've had a 4, narrow. We've seen Ryan Shirky support a striker. So we've got a little bit of flexibility there, haven't we? With the 2 centre-backs, if they only go with one up top, now if you look, Nunes, Aït-Nouri, should be able to go all the way.
Yeah.
Because they've got 2 or 1 at least minded holding midfield player can sit. So I think these are the type of areas and the positions. So lots of options there.
On the other side of the pitch, Michael, I mean, Pep's actually spoke about how, you know, we've been so solid defensively. Amazing partnership with Gahey and Kusanov. But I have to say 2 things. Great to see Nathan Ake in the starting 11, because I thought he was one of our man of the match here a month ago against Arsenal.
Brilliant.
But John Stones back in the starting 11 wearing the captain's armband. That feels like a real special and huge moment, because we know he struggled with injuries.
Do you know what's amazing? If you'd have actually said to us, right, you're going to have John Stones and Nathan Ake as your 2 centre-backs, you'd be delighted, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
So I think that's what we've got to take from it.
For sure.
2 extremely experienced, top professionals. You're going to step in the stride. This is normal to them. Yes, they'll want more minutes. They wish they were a little bit sharper, but they'll have been doing that behind the background. So, yeah, great to have. Wonderful sort of minutes, array of talent and trophies with them, and hopefully John now can stay fit through the remainder into the World Cup and you know, have a successful ending to the season.
You mentioned Southampton before. They come into it in great form, as we mentioned at the start of the show. I think you said 22 games unbeaten. Having watched them play, what do you think City's approach is going to be today? I mean, there's a lot of people that are comfortable with the ball in that starting 11 today.
It's going to be keep the ball. I think that's just a given. And look at the conditions, and obviously people looking in won't even realise how hot it is.
It's really hot.
So when it first starts to happen, do you know, like pre-season, you get used to it, don't you?
Yeah.
This is going to be like the first real shock of gone, takes your breath away, really hot. Hydration's important. Your feet start to burn because it's a little bit stiff. So it's one of those that people don't always see. So it does level it up slightly, but it's about control at the right time. Put us into good areas, try and use the pace and tempo. But they're dangerous on the attack, you know. They're not afraid to keep the ball. They're front free, see how they set up. And, you know, I think it's not a game where you go, right, we're playing a team from the Championship, it's going to be an easy afternoon. And people will be like, well, why have you made so many changes? Are you taking it too lightly? I don't think we are. And I think it's a game now. I would want to impress, because I'd want to make the next team.
For sure.
That's the one.
Yeah. And I guess that's actually kind of like you say, when we talk about the rotation, one, you need it, but these players not only are going to be playing to win, but like you say, they're also playing to go, include me in these last 5 games and maybe a couple more if we win today.
And what else it is as well is they want to play in the World Cup.
Great.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So it's like, it's all of it adding up.
Yeah.
It's everything, isn't it? Do you know? So it's like, you don't play for your club, you've got lesser chance of the squad for your national side. So, it's a nice problem.
Yes.
I wouldn't really want it if I was Pep.
No, not at all. I think, and he spoke about that a lot in the last couple of weeks as well, but we'd rather him than us, and we can just try and work it out.
We've got to try.
Shall we take a look at the Southampton team?
Yeah, let's have a look.
Let's have a little ganders then. Here we are. We've brought you Manchester City team news. This is your Southampton team news. It looks like this. So, Perez in net. Now, there's a few names on this team sheet that you definitely will be familiar with. We've got Bree, of course, at right back. Taylor Harwood-Bellis of Manchester City fame. He is the captain. Then you've got Wood and Wellington. Then you work down to Jander, Bragg, Fellows, Azaz, Scienza and Stewart complete the starting 11. Bench on the right-hand side of your screen there. Couple of other names that would be synonymous with Manchester City fans. Of course, Charles there, Shea Charles, another Manchester City graduate, and Sam Edozie as well. He went on loan to Millwall, now at Southampton. So a few Manchester City boys in there. I want to begin with that, Michael Brown, because, I mean, it's hard to find an opponent that we don't come up against that's got one City Academy graduate in there. But it is a proud moment for the Academy to have 3 players in there who have done what they've done in the Championship and are now here in an FA Cup semi-final.
Yeah, well, firstly, let's just talk about their team, because he's made changes.
Yeah.
No Archer, no Larin. Straight away at the top of the pitch. That's a big plus point if you were coming up against them normally.
Yeah.
Ross Stewart comes in at the top. Really, really good player. Finazaz, good. Bree will get down that right-hand side. And then we'll go on to Taylor Harwood-Bellis. Playing so well, the amount of touches that he's had, the control, he sets all the build-up. So if I'm Pep, I'm going to go, right, I've got to stand on him, get my moves somewhere near him, and the build-up starts. He's done ever so well. We talk about academy graduates. Everywhere we seem to go now, there is academy graduates, so fantastic. But that just tells you what place they're in when they can make changes against City.
Are you surprised at 6 changes for Southampton? I think the 6 changes from their last start 11. Oh, and you say the run they've been on, you think they'd be going for consistency.
But I think what happened in the week, for people who don't know, is they drew at home to Bristol City 2-2. So they were fighting for to get promoted in second position. On Tuesday night, they play the team they can chase, which is at home to Ipswich.
Yes. Wow. Okay. Yeah.
So
big game.
that is where they are. Would he have done it differently? Maybe if he'd have had 2 extra points. It was more of in his control then to get automatic promotion. It's changed slightly, but it's still on. The last day, I think they're away at Preston, so they still got work to do, but they can still get automatic.
Yeah.
So that's why he's got to again consider both options. But he has been used to doing this with a lot of games in the Championship, so it's not exactly resting.
Yes.
It's actually rotating.
And as far as their approach today, I mean, you followed them in the Championship. How do they go about the games? Do you think they'll be using their usual game plan, or will they change that slightly because you are coming up against the Pep Guardiola Manchester City team?
No, I think they'll try and jump out. They'll try and counter-attack with pace in the area, wide areas. They're not afraid to cross the ball. The boys in the middle of the park will try to get on it. But again, it still starts off from build-up where possible. So that's my point for me, it's different for Harwood-Bellis when you've got the ball and you're in control, you're in the Championship and going well. It's going to be a bit of a swing.
Yes.
They will start and try to do that. So, I'll tell you, there was one thing I was just saying before when we were chatting off air, is I played a Championship side against Arsenal.
Yeah.
We were that confident because we were playing well. I thought, right, I'm going to embrace this. It doesn't matter because next week's the one we want. This is my final.
Oh, it's almost a bit, yeah.
So it's just like, come on, let's go and enjoy it. Let's go and give our best shot. Let's come up. I want to go look you in the eye and go, right, how good a player are you? I want to do well against you today. I want to stop you playing. Then I've got the bravery to get on the ball, and that's what it is. The Championship we really have some top players.
Yeah.
Just sometimes comes down to a bit of luck, a bit of mentality. Just little things like that and the surrounding players, and No, you can't underestimate it.
Not at all, and I don't think the boys in blue will be either. There was a slight cheer behind us because our goalkeepers...
Is that because you're here?
Well, I didn't want to say it, Michael.
Seen you now.
To my adoring fans, thank
all
you.
Clapping
I wish it was, but it is because you can probably see behind us, keepers are just making their way to start their warm-up. Just a quick word, we spoke to Joe Hart about it, but another big game for that boy over there, James Trafford, one of our own as well.
I felt like saying, Joe, it's not about the keepers. Leave the keepers alone. What are they doing here? Keepers. But then as I was stood there, I was like slightly downhill on this little bit of astroturf there, and I looked right and I've gone, oh.
Yeah, maybe not.
Yeah. They give me some comfort that you were the other side. I thought, I'm in Paratamore right here. I was like, yeah, he's a good player, Trafford. What's the difference?
I jumped on the goalkeepers union shout early doors, do you know what I mean? Yeah. Right, let's take a pause here then. Me and Brownie are pitch side throughout all this build-up. We've got Mike Minay and Shaun Goater in the studio. More special guests to come, more insight. And let's get some insight now from a man who knows both teams, Southampton and Manchester City, Mr. Wayne Bridge.
Do you know, yeah, it's a proud moment, and I think it was great for the Saints fans to have a day out, but, you know, to end on a loss, I took it hard. You know, grown men cry, they say. I was on the pitch crying in tears, just gutted, to be honest. We're obviously the underdogs, but obviously a very proud moment. The lead up to it just goes out the window once you know you're in the final, what it did for me anyway.
Can you remember anything of that day?
I remember most of it, to be honest. I mean, afterwards, obviously, I wouldn't call it a celebration, but everyone after, you go to see your family and, you know, everyone has a drink afterwards, you know, whether it's drowning your sorrows, but the build-up to the game was brilliant. Do you know what I mean? It's fans that are just... It's all about the fans at the end of the day going to the game. You know, it's a massive day out for them, and even though we're underdogs, you know, we showed the other day Southampton when they beat. It's a one-off game, and anyone can beat anyone on any given day, really. You know, it gets talked about a lot, but I think I'm one of them people that once the game starts, it's just another green pitch. You know, you walk out and you have a look at the stadium before, but once the whistle goes, it's just out of your mind. But it's obviously great to play there. But like I said, for me, it's just, as soon as that whistle goes, it's just all about what's going on the pitch and not what's around you.
What have you made of Southampton's run to the semi-finals this season? They've knocked out Fulham and Arsenal in the last 2 rounds.
Well, they were struggling, and then obviously the new manager's coming in, and they've hit a great bit of form. They've been playing really well, and I'm not going to lie, I was really surprised about the way they went about the game, but I thought they were fantastic. Arsenal couldn't handle the long ball when they hit, it caused them all kinds of trouble, and you know they're on a good run of form at the moment, which hopefully will stand them in good stead for the playoffs. And then obviously got the semi-final coming up against City.
Good to see Wayne Bridge. Again, that was filmed a couple of weeks ago when City played Chelsea. Shaun Goater still with me. Looking through that starting, so many different stories, and I know Kel and Michael were talking through a few of them as well, but we wanted to look at a few more in detail. One of them being Mateo Kovacic, his first start since May 2025. He's had all those ankle injuries to get over. He's had a couple of City appearances, came off the bench against Chelsea a few weeks ago. But that's big to see him back in the midfield, because it does feel at times City have missed him this season. Yeah, I mean, an absolute complete player in terms of technically experience. It's been, almost a year that he's been out, like, from a first full start. So it's really brilliant timing for him to be coming back into the field, because when you look at now, between now and the end of the season, they are actually FA Cup semi-finals or finals. That's what it means. So having someone like him coming back into the field, his experience, I think, is huge. It's absolutely huge and vital for City. So really pleased to see him come in, because he's so experienced. He can sit in there, he can play that 6, play that pivot role. He's a player that can go further up and play in an 8 role and drive and play 1-2s or slide players. He's got an all-round game. He really is, and he's very similar to sort of Gundogan, that type of player that can play in a 6, can be neat and tidy, keep it. At the end of the game, you look at his stats and you go, 95% complete pass, and you just think he never gave it away, because he's that technically good. So really good player to be coming into the field now, and I think perhaps very pleased to have somebody to call on him. Kind of stopped in his City prime, wasn't he, in a way? That last season he was such an instrument in the midfield, and then lost him through injury. So good to see Mateo Kovacic back. I know you're really keen to see what Rayan Aït-Nouri can do this afternoon. Yes, I like attacking players, period, but he's obviously a full-back that can drive forward, get himself forward. He's dynamic in his game, and
This is an interesting one because we know that it's going to be periods, long periods or large periods of the game where, City will have the ball and they have Southampton sort of in a medium or a mid block or a low block. But I could suspect that City could actually have almost like 3 10s, 3 players in 10 positions, Cherokee, Foden, and Aït-Nouri. I think he could be driving up and being in there. And it wouldn't surprise me if I see City in those players in those sort of positions to ask different questions. I think they may prepare City may have two players in the 10 position. But then if here's another question now, if you've got 3 players there and a centre half, between the 2 centre halves, it's Mamouche stood in between, then all of a sudden it's like, I don't want to drop because Mamouche is running behind this space. It will start to pose a different question. So, but I could see him driving forward and asking a question. But again, he's dynamic when he goes forward. So, really look forward to seeing what he does this afternoon.
After what you said earlier, I keep watching players on the pitch now.
Yeah.
The headphones on, I'm taking that visualisation in. I'm loving seeing what they're doing. And talking of Ray and Aït-Nouri, he was talking there to Ray and Cherokee, who we have seen so much from in the last couple of weeks. Brilliant goals. Fantastic skill. That goal against Arsenal last week was world-class, how he kept the ball through those players. And we've seen the showboating as well, that I know Arsenal weren't happy about. The keepy up is at Wembley last time he was there. Maybe he can do it again today. But who knows what he's got up his sleeve, and that's the beauty of him.
Yeah, who knows what he's got up his sleeve. I think the one thing that I think we always, Pep and the team would always want him to be himself. But I think the more he plays, with under Pep, the more Pep will be. Yes, that's good to bring that cherry on top of the cake, but get the game won, get the game finished, complete the pass, complete the shot, or score the goal, complete the assist. And then you can do those things. So I think that's the bit that's going to come into that will develop into his game where he'll become even more effective. So it's great he has this confidence to do these things, and we don't want that to ever stop. But it's also be effective, get that completed, and then go ahead, do your keep your uppies and all that. The game's won. Yeah, we enjoy it then.
Do it when the game's won. Absolutely most important. You can see fans making their way down Wembley way at the minute. Some Saints fans, I saw one of them give a thumbs up earlier. That might be the only thumbs up they get today. Fingers crossed, perhaps. But the sun is shining in North London, which is great to see. Makes Wembley even more of a special occasion than what it is normally. Talking of Southampton, let's just have a quick look at their team. Key men for them, Leo Cienza, 17 goal involvements for him this season. 7 goals, 10 assists. He was dangerous in that win over Arsenal. Finn Azaz is now currently their top scorer. Adam Armstrong, who has since moved to Wolves, is technically still their top scorer with 11 in the Championship. Yeah. But Finn Azaz is now the man carrying that team forward. So they do have enough firepower in there, enough goals, enough players who know how to score goals this season. Southampton are a team, bit like City, haven't lost since the 17th of January. So when everything at this time this season gets spoken about with momentum, they've got the guys as well. Well,
absolutely. Finn Azaz, Cienza, these guys have confidence. They've been scoring goals. They'll be coming and wanting to show the world, hey, we're as good as City, and we can play an awesome game and we can cause an upset. I think the great thing about Pep, he prepares his teams in a way that no matter who the opposition are, whether they're a top team, whether they're Barcelona or Real Madrid, whether they're Man United or whether they're Southampton, no matter who they are, we obviously show them respect, but we go there and we follow the game plan and we go win. Now, with these players, yes, they're good in their quality. What I've come to know in my years of watching City and watching Pep Guardiola as a manager, he takes his supply totally away from top players. So City will be one of those. Out of possession, they'll go and win and hunt it back, and they'll win it back immediately. Southampton now, on the other hand, I think is a team that I think over the last few years, they've been trying to not mold themselves like City, but I remember a few years ago, Jose Wilcox went there. Stephen Thorpe, who both were at City, and I think they went to sort of take a bit of that philosophy over there. So clearly they're a team that want to play that way or play a similar way to how City play. So City will respect that, but at the same time, out of possession, City will go and hunt and make sure they go and win balls to dominate the game.
You might have just seen in the dressing room there the Southampton kit, special anniversary kit for them, 50 years since they won the FA Cup. So no names on the back of the shirts, just numbers, the retro yellow kit. Be a special day for them. I also know they packaged them up and sent them out to Southampton fans, so you might see plenty of them in the crowd. Talking of things you might see, and certainly recognise 3 Manchester City Academy players in that Southampton side. Taylor Harwood-Bellis is the captain this afternoon for Southampton. Jack Stevens out injured, so Taylor Harwood-Bellis will captain the side. On the bench, Sam Edozie, who made his debut in 2021, starting in the Community Shield, which you can see a former goal of his there as well. He spent last season on loan at Anderlecht. And Shea Charles, the Northern Irishman midfielder, scored the winner against Arsenal. I know Kel was talking about the pride that Manchester City can feel here, and there is that aspect, but it's the growth of these players as well. As we say, Taylor Harwood-Bellis now a captain of a high-flying championship side.
Well, he's a player that will take leadership in that defence and organise, and again, a lot of the things he's learned from being at City, talking about their body shape and making sure the distances between him and the next defender or the fullback outside is not too wide apart. I mean, he will come off that game, I imagine, being hoarse, because he knows that he will have to communicate non-stop to not only to his fellow defenders, but it's the players in front as they get pulled out into areas. It's like, no, stay. I need you to cover that and protect that inside. So, but again, he's been an exceptional player. As one of the players is always first on the team sheet. That's because, again, he's a quality player. And City has been a club. You know, if you go for 10 years, players have come from City, been developed, and moved on and gone to other clubs. And the number of players that have been at City that's going on to other clubs is amazing. So here you got a few players. Shea Charles is another surprise that he's not starting, but he's on the bench. Gan, that's a player that's in midfield, that's organised and stuff. But again, Taylor Harwood-Bellis will have his work cut out in terms of being able to organise. But I think he'll really be up for this, because his thing will be, okay, I wasn't chosen at City. I felt I should have been chosen, should have been a part of the first team. Let me go show Pep, let me go show the world, this is what I'm about.
Well, we'll see, maybe, or maybe not, if he does it later. Depends on which side of the fence you sit on. But Shea Charles, of course, one of our academy lads in 2023. He sat down with Nedum Onuoha to discuss what makes him tick.
Do you know there's a lot of stuff to the left here? You see all this grass?
I'm just
you can go that way if you want. When was your first time training with the first team?
I think it was last year, pre-season.
Yeah.
I was 17 and you're trying to train and be one of the best, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So you'll go in there, there's like a rondos, possession, and then a game. If the games, if you get a couple of goals and you're feeling yourself.
Hang on, you don't score goals.
I
you don't score goals.
Saw a goal against Tottenham.
How many is that this season?
1.
Fair enough then, you score goals. You score goals.
Just 1 goal, I'll take it.
Who would you say your playing style's like? Who do you compare yourself to, do you think?
I'd probably say similar to Fernandinho. When I started playing midfield, he was kind of one that I looked at.
Okay.
And he was one in the first at the time as well, so that was kind of my idol, I guess.
And how do you feel when you see the likes of Rico, Cole, James McAtee and so on, you know, getting their chance to be in first team, to be playing professional football?
Yeah, it's good to see, obviously, because, you know, Rico, I played with him quite a bit, Cole as well last year, so seeing them go and play in the Champions League, getting goals and stuff, it gives you a boost of confidence to see that it is possible to get through.
Tell you what, that's a step in the right direction.
It's not bad, is it?
It's not gone far, but it's a step in the right direction.
It's a bit better.
Right, we'll have a competition, yeah?
Yep.
I'll leave that one there.
Best shot of the day.
Listen, you take that. That's, you know what I mean? That's light. That's light. That's light. Total 287. Rent-free.
It's a new club.
Rent-free. I'm going to give you another chance if you want it, because you embarrassed yourself there.
I'll take it.
All right. Yes.
There we go.
Is that one on camera? Is that one on camera?
I hope
miracles do happen. How would you sort of describe your playing style?
I'm a good passer, so I don't take too many touches unless I need to.
Okay.
I'm quite composed on the pitch, quite calm. I don't really feel any pressure on the pitch. It's a rare occasion. Like
what sort of occasion?
I'd say when I made my debut for Northern Ireland, I was a bit nervous going to the pitch because we were 1-0 down.
All right. So you never feel it when you're playing for one of the youth teams or anything, no?
I'm confident in our team because our team's very good this year. So there's not really any reason to be.
And you're captain, yeah?
Yeah, captain, yeah.
But why do you think they picked you as captain?
I don't know, the players picked me themselves, so...
Did they?
Yeah, so...
How many games are left?
4 games left.
So take it didn't help when you lost to Brighton then last week?
It didn't help, no. We've got a couple of tough games as well. We've got Chelsea, Blackburn away, Wolves and Arsenal away, so it won't be easy, but I think I'm confident.
Yeah, that's good. Yeah. I can see you're confident. It's been an absolute pleasure getting to know you, spending some time, playing some golf, and you'll be looking after you. Thank you. It's a pleasure.
We're in the City fan zone. The sun is shining. Matt is next to me. How are we feeling, brother?
I'm feeling amazing.
Yeah, man.
Are we in London or are we in Spain? This is incredible.
Costa del Wembley.
Yeah, I'm absolutely loving it. What a day. Semi-final, got a chance at silverware, you know, if we get past this one, of course.
For sure.
But no, I'm absolutely buzzing. You know, I was only here a month ago, so it's well, to get a season ticket in,
well, as we know, that's why it's called the Etihad South, ladies and gentlemen. Just a quick word on the game. Obviously, I feel like if we turn up, we could progress to the next round or to the final. How are you feeling about? How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, I mean, if we play how we've been playing in recent weeks, it should be pretty straightforward, shouldn't it? But, you know, City, we can't take Southampton for granted. We can't take the occasion for granted.
Agreed.
Got to show up, you know, the likes of Cherky, whoever's on the pitch, got to create, make chances, make it difficult for them. Because Southampton are a good team.
Yeah.
They're on a massive run in the Championship. They're looking to get back to the Premier League. We don't want to give them a good afternoon here, do we? So, you know, let's just hope City play to their game, play to their strengths and get the job done.
Get the job done.
Yeah.
Well, to get us warmed up, we're going to do a little bit of a game, if that's all right.
Yeah.
We're going to do a blind ranking game. It's been all the rage this season, but we're going to do it around our Manchester City chants, okay? So I'm going to have 5 chants lined up. You have to blind rank them without knowing what's coming next. Okay. How does that sound?
Not a problem. That sounds fun, yeah.
Here we go. Feel this man, he knows his chants. So here we go. This is the first one. It's been all the rage this season.
Very topical, yeah.
It is, of course, the Semenyo chant. That's kind of gone viral, really, hasn't it?
No, it's unbelievable. I mean, singing it at Wembley here like a month ago.
Yeah.
A great energy. I love the chant. You know, 2 new players are looking like heroes this season, aren't they? So
for sure.
For what that could mean at the end of the season, that chant, I've got to put it high.
Yeah, I agree.
I'm probably going to put it second because I know there's going to be some real special ones, so I can't get too big.
He's played a blind ranking game before, I think. Okay, we've got number 2 then for our Jerky and Semenyo chant. All right. Next up, a classic.
Oh, Kev.
The King. Kevin De Bruyne. It's a great... Simple.
It's very simple, but
very simple.
God, do I miss bellowing that out of the Etihad.
Same.
I'm probably going to put it 4th. No disrespect to Kev. Like you say, it's simple. There's not too many lyrics to it.
Yeah.
But yeah, great memory singing that chant.
Absolutely. Do you know what I also love about that chant is it's the one that Vinicius Junior plays for Real Madrid. He does like his version of that because he said when we played that around the Etihad, he said was loud. That's what we love. All right, okay. Next up. Boys in blue. Huge chant. It's our Istanbul chant.
Yeah, special memories again singing this song.
2, 3, 4.
Oh man, give me goosebumps. Give me goosebumps
honestly,
singing that.
Honestly.
Yeah, no, the treble winning season. That was the anthem, wasn't it?
The anthem is the right term for it.
I'm probably going to put it 3rd. I still think I'm backing that there's going to be something special coming first.
Okay.
So I'm going to put it 3rd.
We're going number 3 for that. Okay. Yeah. Here we go. Number 4.
The captain.
Makes the blue boys sing. Silver. Come on, City!
Yeah, that's brilliant. I mean, it's simple again, but for what it means about, you know, our captain, the graft he's put in this season.
Yeah.
Just incredible. And if we can, you know, have another special day at Wembley here, get the FA Cup, get the Premier League, domestic treble, why not? Bernie's going to have played a massive part.
He will.
I feel bad not putting that first. But what we've got left 4th.
You've got one more chance to come.
I'm going to put it 4th. Sorry, Bernardo, but
it's okay.
I still think there's going to be something special coming.
He's playing the game. I like it. All right, here we go. This is our last one. Of course.
Pep Guardiola.
Of course.
Deservedly so.
Deservedly so.
I mean, he's number 1 for a reason. Best manager in the world. Yeah, let's give it Pep.
Let's go to number 1 for the Pep Guardiola channel. I have to say, I think you played that game expertly.
Thank you, Kev.
Well played.
Thank you very much.
Listen, enjoy the sun, enjoy the build-up, and have a great time at the game as well. It's great to have you on, man.
Thank you very much. Cheers. Thank you.
We were playing that in the studio along with those guys as well. Do you agree?
Yes, I think, listen, Pep has to be number one. I'd probably have put the Semenyo and Cherki one probably third, because I think the Champions League winning season, that's all, I think probably put two. But I wouldn't argue, I think, I'll probably change it because Bernardo Silva's got to be up further up. Hey, Bernardo's got to be further up. I don't know.
There is no right answer at all. In fact, tell you what, with that Semenyo Cherki one, I had a Liverpool fan text me the other day saying he's enjoying that chant this season. So it's catching on. That's why it's going viral. Of course, though, within that blind ranking, there was one that we missed. Shaun Goater against Manchester United. Circa what, 2002, I think that was? Was it the last derby at Main Road?
Yes, beautiful time. Look at
you know what's coming.
Everything.
You know what's coming. They're going to sing it in a minute.
Go on, let's hear it.
There's no modesty from Shaun Goater.
No, let's hear it.
He's waiting.
Yeah.
Look at that.
Great
win the ball.
Nicholas Jensen in that space.
And then that little ball through there.
Yeah. Lauren Blanc, I just heard him off. I just heard him off. Bartez, sorry, son.
Feed the goat and he will score.
Feed the goat and he will score. Let's have it. I'll put that one number 2 right after Pat.
Replacing Pat.
No, after Pat. After Pat. Yeah.
We're putting it 2 then, apparently, not right. Whether you agree or not. I think Shaun would have probably had it number 1, but we can't move Pep Guardiola off his perch. But that chant was synonymous with you at your time at City. How did it feel to hear that? And when you're a player, you know, so if you're Cherki in his first season, now Semenyo in his first half season at City, when you're hearing that, then that love you're getting from the fans.
Oh, it's amazing because you actually learn to sort of block out the noises and stuff, but you do hear it, and it makes you feel amazing. It makes you feel stronger. It makes you feel like you've got more in the tank to give more. And I always, because of my song, I always wanted to deliver that. You know, so they would sing it if I've had a shot and I've hit the post or a keeper's made a good save. But I always wanted to actually deliver that. So it's like, yeah, feed the goat and he will score. So for me, it encouraged me and I loved it. It gave me energy from the fans when they were singing it. And it wasn't just from scoring goals or even assisting. Sometimes it was a tackle and going of a tackle, and then they'll be like, start to sing it. And then that got me juiced. And I was like, okay, I'm around the box. Lads, you know where I am. I'm around the box. Find me.
You'd know if you'd had a bad game then if you never heard the chant.
You never heard the chant. That's it. It's like, Shaun, you got to do a bit more running here. Let's do some shutting down. Let's help out more. But no, it was lovely. Lovely. Again, Cherki will hear it. The players from Bernardo will hear it. And they'll hear it. They'll still be focused on the game, but they'll just want to continue delivering quality and standards.
And what I like is also, obviously the fans learn the songs and love it. It's when the players learn the songs about their teammates. And then if they have a great game in the dressing room, you've got them singing that chant as well.
Yes, it is, because you get in the dressing room. I mean, it was funny because actually with Feed the Goat, I thought it was someone else's because at the time, I wasn't listening to the lyrics of it. But I came off and I was just like, guys, you heard that song? I think it was Vivian Foe. I was like, brilliant song, mate. They got this song about you. I think it's brilliant. But I didn't hear the lyrics. I thought they were singing about Vivian Foe. Gerard's like, sure, no, mate. Song's about you. I was like, what? I'm having it. I'm like, I'll take that one. No, but it's brilliant because the fans, again, they make up these songs. And it's brilliant. It just creates a real atmosphere.
Well, maybe one of the tasks for the fans is to find a song about Nico O'Reilly. Of course, he was the hero last time Manchester City were at Wembley in the League Cup final, that win over Arsenal. He got both the goals. He sat down with us this week to look back on it.
So the Blues are back at home, or at least that is how it feels. No doubt about it, the eyes of the world will be on the Carabao Cup final this afternoon, and it is almost time for this wonderful show to get underway.
That was a crazy day, obviously to beat Arsenal. They've been so good this season. To show the world that we're still there, we're still fighting, we still want to win everything we can. So yeah, it was an amazing day, and to score them 2 goals and celebrate with a crowd, yeah, unbelievable. Yeah, I went into thinking, yeah, it's just another game. Obviously it comes with pressure, it's a final at Wembley against Arsenal, but yeah, I just went into thinking it's just another game. I'm going to go out there and try to do my best.
Bernardo Silva, and now Ryan Cherki. Oh, mistake by Kepa, and Nico O'Reilly gives City the lead. 60th minute, and the boy from the academy stoops to conquer. A fantastic moment for one of our own.
Yeah, amazing. It took a lot of pressure off our shoulders, and yeah, I think we just built momentum off that goal. And yeah, we came out in the second half applying a lot of pressure. We managed to get that goal. It came with a bit of luck, but yeah, you got to be there to get them in. I just go into every single game, every single day, thinking, right, this is my time to shine, and I'm going to go and prove myself again. So yeah, that's my mentality really going into the games. But again, anything can happen in football. We need the game when it's done, so we have to stick with it and keep going.
Kept in by Nunes. He's there again! 2 goals in 4 minutes from Nico O'Reilly. And Pep Guardiola is on the verge of a 5th Carabao Cup win. A wonderful ball in from Nunes. The 2 fullbacks combine, and Nico O'Reilly at the double.
I've always been an attacking player. I always loved scoring, assisting and creating. Obviously in the academy the philosophies are the same as the first team, so when you come into the first team it's not like a huge shock, it's not brand new. Yeah, I've been doing this all my life. Of course the tempo is a bit faster and it's a bit more demanding, a bit more physical, but yeah, the philosophies and the ideas are all the same. To go up there and lift the trophy and see how happy everyone was, and knowing that I went and scored the 2 goals, yeah, it was just unbelievable.
Now, I think I've found the Manchester City fans who have made the longest and furthest journey to be here today.
Yep.
Gents, tell us who you are and where you've come from.
So we're 2 backwards Aussie fellas. We've come from Sydney, Australia. Taken us 26 hours, but we purposely flew into Manchester to make our trip even further, just to get the experience with the boys from Manchester. So
we could have stayed here. We could have stayed locally.
You could have done
made it a lot easier, but we needed the full experience.
Of course. And has Manchester provided the full experience so far?
I could live there. I could live there. The weather's not great. It's good right now.
Yeah.
Compared to Australia, not great.
We've brought
the sun with us.
There we go.
We brought the sun.
Gents, it's great to obviously have you here at Wembley. Have you been to Wembley before? Is this first time?
It's our first time in the UK, ever.
No way.
Ever.
Well, what a privilege it is to share this with you.
Mate. Thank you, it's a pleasure.
With semi-finals today against Southampton, how are we feeling about the game first and foremost?
Incredible. I cannot wait.
Yeah?
The boys are going to cook today. The boys will cook.
We did have a bit of a hiccup a couple of weeks ago, but we've brought the form back.
Yeah.
You know, the bottle jobs, we've taken care of that. And now we're here, ready to go to the grand final.
Yeah, we've done the job on Arsenal at Wembley. We're going to do the job today.
And how much do you think that win against Arsenal, though, has kind of kick-started this run we've put in?
It's ignited a flame in the boys' bellies.
Yeah, man.
Now, honestly, the boys are on. And now we're on back at the top of the table where we belong.
Yeah.
And it's just upwards and forwards from here.
Listen, you just need to just stay here, do you know what I mean? Speaking of the end of the season, obviously, if we win today, we get to another final.
Yeah.
Domestic treble is on.
It is.
Hopes and aspirations, do you think we can do it? And if so, how much do you think we're going to be able to do it?
Great question. I'll go first and you go after. If we win today, we're not losing another game this season.
Huge.
And we're taking out the treble. I'm telling you, it was only about a month and a half ago, we didn't really look like we were going to win anything. Honestly.
It wasn't even in question.
And Arsenal's like for a quadruple. They're not going to win a thing. I'm telling you, we've ruined them. We've ruined their whole season this season. I swear to God, we're like the kryptonite. They were just kind of just waiting. This time of the season, this is our time.
Yeah, man.
This is our time to shine. I looked at I think it was the last 8 games of the last 5 years. We've only lost 1 game in our final 8 games, I believe.
Yeah.
We've drawn 2, and everything else has just been WW.
Look at the ball knowledge on here.
Tell you what.
Come on.
He knows more than some of the fans here in Manchester. Do you feel the same now as well? You feel just as hopeful?
Look, if you looked at it a month and a half ago, 2 months ago, didn't even look like we were going to win something, and now we're on for a potential treble.
Yeah.
It's insane. So the boys are going to get it done. Today's going to be the start, and
Joey, score prediction, son.
Yeah, come on.
I said it in my vlog before. 1-0 first half, Haaland. Second half, we're going to get 1 more from Haaland, and then Semenyo. 3-0 win. They're not even going to get on the board. It's not even going to be a challenge.
No, lovely.
Yeah. Look, I think it will be 1-1 half time.
Yeah.
But then we're going to come out in the second half and put it to bed 4-1.
4-1, 3 goals in the second half.
Yeah, I see it happening.
And I'm asking this to everyone just because we are in the back end. Who's been your player of the season?
Turkey. Yeah. Turkey, honestly. Man, what that guy can do on a ball, it is... I don't know what I can say on this camera, but, mate, it is like watching something I've never seen before. It is insane. I watch it and it's like... I don't think I've seen that. No. It's
I don't know how to pronounce his name. The centre back from Kurgan.
Kusanov.
Oh,
yeah, man. Now recently,
mate, an absolute player for us in the back end of what we've been doing lately. His speed is ridiculous.
Yeah,
He saved us a fair bit.
He can kill a ball, that's for sure.
I will also say, so next to you, I feel you two are the only ones that could probably go strength like shoulder to shoulder with him.
Yeah.
Given how strong you're looking.
We are Aussie. Yeah, rugby is in the blood.
Yeah. So we are rugby players through. To be honest with you,
it's been so great to thank you for making the journey. And I have to ask you, are you flying back from London or Manchester?
No, we're going back to Maddie.
Come on. Gents, good luck and enjoy the rest of the day. Class. Belting.
Nice to meet you, Cole.
You too, boys.
What a find they were. Enjoy your time at Wembley, lads. And the weather's just as good as in Manchester right now as it is in London, we can say. Shaun Goater still with us. They mentioned the treble word there. Shaun, is it possible? Can it be done?
Well, listen, I'm not a player, but I tell you what, it is very possible. I think within the dressing room, Pep will have no talk of that, because he'll be one game at a time, one trophy at a time. Yes, we've got one in the bag, but he'll be just like, we need to win this game. We can't be talking about trebles and all of that. We've got to win this game. And what you do is you respect the opposition. You go out, you give them a proper game, and City are expected to win, should win, and that's how you respect the whole competition as well. So it's very possible that City can do it, but again, it'll be typical within the dressing room, be no talk about that.
19 goals scored by Manchester City so far in this FA Cup run. The vote is available now for you on our YouTube channel. Here are some of the standout goals, though, from the FA Cup, and you can vote on which is your favourite here. The first one, Ryan McAdoo against Exeter, that big 10-1 win for Manchester City. His very first goal on his very first start for Manchester City in that huge win over the League Two side. Impressive finish, impressive knee slide. Then, how about this one from Omar Marmoush in round 5 at Newcastle, that 3-1 win. What Savinho might not have known about his goal, Marmoush certainly did know about his. And then maybe there's this one over that rout against Liverpool. This solid header from Erling Haaland attacking in towards the near post. Antoine Semenyo with the assist there. But Manchester City weren't done against Liverpool that day, and Semenyo, having provided that goal for Erling Haaland, fancied that lovely little chip to make it 4-0 against Liverpool. So they're the goals. You can vote. Maybe you need a bit of swaying. Shaun Goater, which one of those 4 are you having?
Well, listen, what I would do if I were you, I'd actually take 4 votes, because I think you can't do the 1 vote. I'm looking and thinking, I went Marmoush, I'm thinking beautiful strike. I'm like, that's my vote, easy. And then I go, okay, I see Chucky do that little two-touch pass to Semenyo, who crosses it. So that's a little bit more of a team goal, more passes involved. So I love that, because the cheekiness of Chucky to do that little bit before, and then it ended up being a goal. And then Semenyo gets put in, and it's not easy, but it's to dink a ball over a goalkeeper. It's easy if it's on your stronger foot. He actually does it on his left foot. And so that is a quality finish. And so I almost think that is also deserving of having a vote. So you got to take a few votes, people. You just can't do one. That's what I was saying.
I said he might help you. He's not helping you at all with your decision-making, but the vote's live on YouTube now. You saw Wembley there looking glorious in the sunshine. Very quickly before we go back pitch side, we'll tell you earlier in the Premier League, the 3 o'clock kickoffs have finished. Of the key games, Liverpool 3, Palace 1. West Ham have beaten Everton with a late goal to make it 2-1. And the other team involved in that relegation fight with West Ham, Spurs, who scored in a 1-0 win away at Wolves. So that's how the Premier League picture has looked. 5:30 tonight, Arsenal will keep you up to date with the score on that as well as the evening progresses. Arsenal taking on Newcastle at St James's Park. But we saw Wembley in the sunshine. We are moments away from kick-off. Kel's pitchside. Kel, what's it like?
Michael Brown, we are so close to kick-off. We can see behind us the boys are going through their final preparations, putting through their final paces, bit of shooting practice. The boys look ready for it. How confident are you in the team today that they can get the result needed, Michael?
What's impressed me most is that you're ready for it. You've been doing your stretches, pitch side here now.
I'm just waiting to get the shout from Pep, Michael.
You look a bit stiff, though. You might need to do a little bit of yoga, don't you?
I'll blame it. It was the flight back from LA.
Yeah, of course it was. But you know what? It's these last little bit of shooting drills, isn't it? I mean, look at this place. You just stood here. Pitch looks absolutely immaculate. What a surface. What a place to enjoy. And then you walk out, don't you?
Yeah.
In that line, you're in the tunnel, and it comes alive when you play your football here at Wembley. City are used to doing it a lot. I'd be a mega hype, and let's not forget Southampton, how much they will be looking forward to this. So get hold of the game, make sure you get the result and the win. Be ruthless.
Who are going to be some of the key players today to help us get that result? I mean, we spoke about the midfield. Was going to be interesting to see how we actually line up. Is the midfield obviously as well? They've got threats going forward. Who's key today?
We were at pitch side with myself and Paul at Arsenal, and right here was Ryan Cherky, and I've gone, he's not bad, is he? He's going to go and do something in this game. So he's in around it, wasn't he? Brilliant goal. So they're not so close today, so I don't know who's going to pick up, but we've got winners, haven't we, who can go and take the game. We need a big game. Mamouche, Phil Foden, they're important. The role of Tijani Reinders, what can he do today? He's got the legs, hasn't he? So he'll get into the box, he'll make it in different positions. So whether he's slightly in a flatter line or whether he's getting more central, a little bit narrower, how the setup will come. So lots of options, lots of different things. And you've got to know the experience of Kovacic as well. So he can just drift in late towards the edge of that boxing, just pick up. We've seen him do that a couple of times. And set pieces will be important also. So yeah, it's all there. Everything's organised and ready to go.
We obviously as well, we have to give credit to the opposition. People obviously initially might be thinking championship team, but these aren't just a championship team. They're a team that are 22 games unbeaten. They're pushing for that automatic promotion spot. They come into this in great form, and you made a great point earlier, if you weren't watching, that you've been a team coming up against a higher opposition but full of confidence, where you think we can get something in this, and you go, let's see what you've got. So we've got to be wary of that.
And because you're playing so well,
yeah,
right, because you go, well, it doesn't matter because I'm back to the championship game on Tuesday. That's what I do. So I'm just going to take the most of it. When the pressure's there and you're a little bit different, you're a little bit tense, and you're saying, go on, give me the ball. That's what I've done the other day. I'll go make that diagonal pass, or I'm comfortable, or I'll go and break it down, or 1v1s, or whichever area it is. We know where your teammates are. You've got a continuity. So it is there. So it's the only thing for us today is with that team selection, we've not all played together.
Yeah.
So that'll be the one. A few players have not played so many minutes. That'll only be the tough one. And then it's just ease your way and get hold of the ball. But it's important that we're not just doing it with a slow, controlled sort of tempo. We have to, at some point, come alive, do something different. You know, a bit of a spark, a bit of high intensity.
And obviously as well, be remiss me not to mention, we have got the bench as well. So should we come to need it in the second half...
Have you made it? Did you get on?
I've just been called into the changing room.
When you get there now,
sorry.
I might just find a little slot for you. When you got the shirt ready?
I've got my boots in my bag. But the bench is super strong as well, so we've got options should we need it.
Super strong, yeah, of course it is. Everybody's there. That is the message. And if I'm Southampton, even if you're going right, we're in this game, you're looking, and all of a sudden Pep just goes 1, 2,
They're
3.
all there now.
They're ready.
I mean, imagine if you see Erling Haaland and Jeremy Doku coming at you.
Yeah, I'd maybe leave that later on in the game as I'm just tiring, and you go that. The last two players you probably want, wouldn't you? But no, brilliant occasion. It's all set and ready. Let's make sure we get into the final.
Lovely stuff. Well, Michael Brown, I've absolutely loved being pitchside with you. We've had a nice few away days now. We got to do Leeds together. Now we get to do Wembley. It's a nice little duo on the road. Sorry, FG. Right, we'll head back to the studio for final thoughts from Mike and Shaun. Then we'll be back at half-time and full-time. Thanks for watching us here on Matchday Live. As Blue Moon rings out, last thing for me to say, come on, City.
So the Blues begin their quest for a 4th FA Cup final in a row.
I feel feel good.
Rodri tries the shot, and it's in! Welcome back, Rodri. And Antoine Semenyo, you are most welcome to Manchester. City looking for a 10. It is 10-1! I cannot believe it! And that should do for Manchester City. A first goal for the club for Marquez. Oh, and it's gone in off Savinho and he knew nothing about it. Oh, it must be for Marmouche. Omar Marmouche. Liverpool standing in the way of a record-breaking 8th successive FA Cup semi-final. Haaland comes out on top. Erling Haaland hat-trick. City 4, Liverpool 0. Give the match ball to Erling Haaland and let's see City in another semi-final.
City in another semi-final, 8 in a row it is for Pep Guardiola's side, and they've been there a few times before as well, sharing a box today. Noel and Liam Gallagher ready to watch Manchester City take on Southampton, the first of the FA Cup semi-finals this weekend, the second of which is tomorrow, Chelsea against Leeds. Shaun Goater alongside me, former Manchester City striker, City legend, of course. How are you feeling? How's this going to play out?
Yeah, I'm feeling very confident. I think City will start well. I think, you know, listening to, I think it was some of the Aussie City fans that come. One of them had a prediction of 3-0. I like how he gave a breakdown of what the score would be, halftime, etc. I think City will be very comfortable, and for me also, I think it'll be a 3-0 result for City.
Reminder of that Manchester City team: Trafford, Nunez, Stones. John Stones returns, captains the side today. Ake, Aït-Nouri, Nico alongside Kovacic in midfield. Kovacic's first start since May, so a big afternoon for him. Reinders, Cherki, Foden and Marmouche. Although he's made changes, it's not weakened the side.
No, I mean, there's quality right the way through. And you'd like to think, I mean, it's weird. I find when I watch City and I see players come in and I think, how they hit the ground running and perhaps not played the last 2 or 3 games. There's a number of players who haven't had that rhythm. But Pat will make sure that he'll be demanding that they start well. Nice to see Stones because he's brilliant at the ball in terms of making his passes, but stepping into midfield and even going a bit further. We're seeing with him in the past and even going further. So I'm intrigued to see how we, you know, what players will we actually end up in positions, because I think it's going to be either a mid block by Southampton or a low block. So be intrigued. But yeah, I think first 5 minutes, players will really get a feel, and then we'll start to see some real quality.
I think there's intrigue in this game. It would be easy to say from the outside, this is Manchester City's game. They're playing Championship opposition, but neither of these sides has lost since the 17th of January. For Southampton, that's an over 20-game run that's got them feeling momentum up to the Premier League. They've got a big game on Tuesday against Ipswich, that battle for automatic promotion. Do you expect them, I mean, you mentioned the low, but you expect them to sit back and try and hit City on the counter? Or do you think there'll become a period in the game where they will attack City, having the confidence that they have to score goals?
It's all right having that confidence, but you have to look at who you're playing across to the other side and also the manager. You're competing against the best manager, some of the best players in the world. So I think from Southampton's point of view, I think their best case is stay into the game in terms of the first half. I'm not just saying just be defensive the whole half, but I'm saying in terms of try not to give City early chances, because City get 2 or 3 early chances, it could be 1 or 2 goals down, and then it's over for them. So I think they need to stay in the game and build themselves into it through getting the odd free kick, getting the odd set piece, and then, because they're a good team, not about set pieces, but they're a good team playing football. So they need to build themselves into it, gain a bit of confidence, and hope the longer it goes that City can get nervous. But again, I think these players are hungry, and they want to show Pep that they want to be playing a part in the remainder of the season as well.
As the players are getting ready in the tunnel at Wembley as well, I think just before we saw a little flash of Omar Marmouche, the Egyptian striker for Manchester City, who has won that poll that Shaun couldn't pick. He has won the vote for the goal of the FA Cup so far for Manchester City. There he is, walking out the tunnel, which means we can go to Wembley as well. Commentary of Manchester City against Southampton in the FA Cup semi-final. Former City midfielder Michael Brown is with Alistair Mann.
It's Wembley visit number 23 for Pep Guardiola as City manager, and having made history on countless occasions already, today he is hoping to add yet another notable achievement to his glowing CV by guiding the Blues to a fourth successive FA Cup final. Today's semi-final with Southampton is a record in itself, as it's the 8th season in a row in which they've made the last 4. But if the Blues can beat the Championship side today, he will have ensured that the Blues will have done something that no other club has ever done before in the 154-year history of the world's most famous knockout cup competition. Well, it's mindful of the lack of game time for several members of his squad recently. Pep Guardiola has made 8 changes to the side, which took City to the top of the table with the midweek win at Burnley. James Trafford, as the domestic keeper in cup competitions, returns between the sticks. John Stones and Nathan Ake, the centre-half partnership in front of him. Nico, Reinders, Foden, Marmoush and Kovacic make up the 8. The latter for his first start since last May. He's only had 46 minutes of club football in that time due to a recurring issue. Well, Southampton face one of their most important games of the season this Tuesday as they face Ipswich in their bid to get promoted back to the Premier League. They have therefore made 6 changes of their own. In come Fellows, Bragg, Yander, Stewart, Wellington